Okay, that was an awesome book. I really, really like that book. It makes me feel really warm inside. And it reminds me of my dad, who I really love and who's been really, really encouraging of me over the years to do the things that I dream about. He's always been very loving and kind. And I thought, maybe we can make our dad. Or you can make somebody who's really important to you in your life. We can make a little statue of them. And I have some clay here. Now, you can paint it afterwards, whatever color your dad is. Maybe he's brown, maybe he's black, maybe he's kind of a yellowish color or a reddish color. Maybe he's kind of like super freckly like my dad. And I think that you can add all kinds of features to him the way you want after you paint it. Paint his hair. I'm gonna do my dad. I'm gonna make him with, my dad kind of looks like an older version of the wrestler Hulk Hogan. He's got a goatee and short hair. He used to bleach it blonde like how mine is. And he is super ripped. He's like really muscly. He can, I think at one point, bench pressed me. So he's really, really muscly. And he's really good at golf. He's actually like a pro golfer pretty much. Yeah. He likes golfing. He golfs a lot. And he also likes to snowboard and be in the woods camping. He's not like a hunter type of person. Like, he's not like a burly guy that lives in the woods in a log cabin, but he likes to be out in the woods and, you know, go fishing and do that kind of stuff. So imagine the person that you want to make and think about the things that they like and kind of like what makes you laugh about them, what makes you smile about them, and what things they do for you that make you feel happy. So that while you're making it, you're putting all those great feelings into your sculpture that you're gonna make of them. So I'm gonna make I think probably, what should I do? Maybe I can't tell if I should make the whole body or just the shoulders, head part. I think I'm gonna make the whole body. So I'm gonna just take a big solid piece of clay, squish a head at the top. So now I kind of have like a body shape, and I can cut the legs up with this. You can use a butter knife or a sewing needle. I've got this needle tool. You can use anything that's kind of like a toothpick or whatever. I'm just cutting down to make the legs for something to stand on. And you don't want to, if you're making it out of clay, you don't want to make it too solid because it takes a really long time to dry that way. So you can hollow it out after a little bit, after you make it. And you know what? It doesn't have to look exactly like your dad. It can just be like, just do it the best you can and how you figure it out on your own. Like, you know, it can be kind of abstract. That's okay. So now I've got some legs. You got to think about all the things that your dad does for you or this other important person in your life. You think, oh man, remember that time my dad took me to the restaurant when I was little? He'd always take me there and we'd go and have a piece of banana cream pie and a milkshake. And then just as I was about to take a bite of my banana cream pie, my dad would sneak a fork in and take the front half of the pie off and eat it in one bite. That's what my dad used to do. Before I could even get my fork in my hand, he'd already eaten half my piece of pie. That guy. And what else did my dad do when I was little? Oh, my dad really liked to do things like stuff leaves down my shirt when it was fall. He'd like grab me and then he'd grab a big wad of dry leaves, stuff them down my shirt, down my pants, everywhere, and make me super itchy and laugh and laugh and laugh. He thought it was so funny. And actually now when I look back at it, it is kind of funny, but it was really annoying then. Okay, so now we've got feet and legs. I'm just gonna tap it, just tapping it on the table like this to kind of make it flatter on the bottom. What else did my dad like to do? We lived in Manitoba where it was really, really cold in the wintertime with lots and lots of snow. So he would make snowballs and he would smash them into my face and like rub them around really hard and make me get super like freezing cold face. And it felt like my face was getting shredded by snow. And I would cry, but he thought it was really funny. And it actually was kind of funny, but it was also annoying. Okay, I'm gonna put this camera down a little lower. Let's see, maybe if I put it down here, you can see what I'm doing a bit better. So I've got my dad standing here. It actually balances. I don't know about your dad. Does your dad have a big bum or a small bum? My dad's bum is pretty flat, but he does have a bit of a, sometimes his stomach sticks out a bit, other times not. Just depends, I guess, what he's been eating, hey? Maybe I'll do that. I'm gonna just grab a little bit more clay. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. All right, so I'm gonna make, first I'm gonna cut it out a little bit so that it's hollow on the inside because I don't want it to explode. So I'm just cutting out some clay from the inside. Got no food in his stomach. What else did my dad like to do? Well, because we lived in the prairies where it snowed a lot, he would do the coolest things. He would build these big forts for me out of ice blocks, and then he would dig tunnels down into the snow so we could tunnel down underneath these cool forts under the snow. It was really fun. I do miss, that's one thing I miss about the prairies is the crazy snow as a kid, but you know, as an adult, you get kind of boring and you think, snow, But I'm sure you kids like playing in the snow with your parents, as long as they're not smashing snow in your face. What else? My dad liked to go sledding in the snow. Oh, we also had, when I was little, we had kind of like a tractor because we lived on a bigger property, and he would hook up the sled behind the tractor and he would pull us around the yard really fast. It was really fun. And he would build us ice rinks. He'd build us an ice rink every winter so we could skate because in Manitoba, if you're not from there, it's very, very cold and snowy for a big, big part of the year. Like at least 4 months straight, maybe even longer. Maybe 5 or 6 months even sometimes. Anyways, let's make a bit of a stomach for this, for my dad. Sorry, Dad. I know you don't always have a stomach, but I'm gonna make it this time. So now it's got kind of like, it's hollow on the inside, so it's not, so it's gonna dry out a bit faster. And then I gotta make the muscles. All right, muscly dad. What else did my dad do when I was a kid? Well, now my dad and I like to sometimes go out for coffee and visit. That's really fun. And he asks me all kinds of questions. Like, what are your dreams? And what do you think you're gonna do this year? And what do you hope to accomplish? What are your kids up to? You know, all those kinds of nice things. He really cares. And he likes to go snowboarding, so sometimes we'll go skiing or snowboarding together. I'm trying to make a muscly arm. I made too many fingers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 fingers? No, I don't think so. One, 2, 3, 4. There. It's got a really fat pinky, but that's okay. I'm doing a faster version. Okay, so now I'm gonna make some muscles. My dad's got big muscles, and I feel like maybe I have inherited some muscles from him. You wanna see my muscles? I've got a big, this big Popeye muscle. I think that's from doing pottery. And then this one, check this one out. Is that big? Maybe? I got that from my dad. Okay, so we've got this arm. We've got some big muscles. And where does this arm goes on this side? Yeah, big, strong dad. Maybe your dad's not a super strong dad. Maybe you've got a really, well, my dad's smart and strong, but maybe your dad's just really smart and he can fix anything and he can do lots of cool things on the computer. Or maybe he's a musician and he plays you songs when you fall asleep, or he teaches you how to write music, or he teaches you about nature and takes you on long hikes and teaches you all the trees and birds and things. Or maybe he really loves cooking and he makes you all kinds of delicious meals. Look at that. Big muscly dad. Okay, what else can dads do? Some dads are being a dad all on their own. Maybe you don't have a mom. Maybe something happened to your mom, or maybe you live with your dad because your mom and dad got divorced and you live with your dad most of the time. And your dad does all the stuff. Grocery shopping, cooking, cleaning, working, sewing, making, I don't know, toys for you, helping you do experiments, gardening, growing food, raising farm animals, all those great things. Dads can do so many things, and so can you. Okay, so I'm doing the same thing on the other side. Uh-oh, this arm's bigger than the other one. I'm gonna shrink it. All right, I think that's, it's still a little bit bigger, but who cares? Bodies are not symmetrical. How do you like my super dad? Okay, so now we gotta do the face, right? Yeah, strong dad, woo! Okay, so I'm gonna do for the face, I'm gonna do a nose. So at this point, you could draw lines for pants or like shorts, or maybe your dad's like really into cutoffs or belly shirts or like tank tops. So you could draw the lines for those, or you can make him jewelry. You could like make a necklace that goes around. My dad wears earrings. He has an earring in both ears. So I'm gonna make the ears. And then probably I'll just paint the earring on. So that's easier than sticking on a little earring. My dad has 2 diamond studs. He's really tough, if you haven't been able to tell by now. He's also a real softie. He loves kids. He loves to play and be silly. Obviously, you can tell by the stories of leaf stuffing down people's shirts. Okay, so that's his ears for his earrings, and now I gotta make his nose. So my dad's got kind of a big nose, and his muscles are getting in the way. So just stick that on. You can use like a little popsicle stick or whatever to smooth little details on like that. And you could do this with plasticine too, like I've said before. If you just want to do it for, if you don't need to fire it or you don't want to make it out of clay, you can just do it out of Play-Doh or plasticine or something like that and let it dry. Okay, so there's his nose. And he's got no chin, so I gotta make him a chin. Maybe I'll stick this here. Make him a chin. Kind of doing this backwards so you guys can see it, so it's a bit tricky. Okay, so there's my dad's chin. I think his nose is probably a bit higher up like this. Okay, so now I gotta make the eyes, and I'm just going to indent with my paintbrush here the eye shape. And I'll paint that in later with the blue eyes for my dad because he's got blue eyes. And then now I'm going to make his goatee. All right, so stand up, Dad. There, that's looking more like my dad now. You can see his goatee, and he doesn't have like tons of hair. It's more short hair. So maybe I'll just do like a little bit like this on the top. And then I'll draw some little scratchy lines for the rest of the hair. So you can just do hair like that. You can just do little scratches. And then you got to do some like a bit of sideburns. See, he's got on the side some sideburns. And eyebrows. It's coming together. I'm gonna give this to my dad for Christmas, I think. He'll like it. That's the other thing about dads that's really great is they like everything you make. They're always very proud of you. I used to think when I was little that my dad just liked everything I made because he was my dad and he had to. But now that I'm a parent, I realize that actually I do like everything my kids make, and it wasn't a lie. Parents like everything their kids make. We're very proud of our kids. Okay. So now my dad has hair and a goatee and some eyes. Maybe it's a bit hard to see. He's super muscly and buff. And my dad's name's Larry. Have fun making your dads. And I'll see you for story time next time.
We're going for a ride in Grandpa's truck.
Hey!
Archibald and Freddie and Maggie are going for a ride to chop some wood. Yeah!
Woohoo!